Asher and Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
This is the Pipeman here on the Adventures Pipeman W4CY Radio, and I'm here with
Tommy Bowie from Yächtley Crëw.
I love it. I had to almost start laughing there because I do absolutely love it.
Thank you. Yeah, we're happy to be in Kentucky for the first time, and it's a beautiful weekend. It looks like we're gonna have.
How many yachts are here?
The whole fleet. The land yacht. That's what we call our tour bus, the land yacht.
Oh, that's pretty cool. And then it's funny. So the person running media here, and we were going over the interviews. She was like, and how do you spell Crëw? Because she, for the same thing as a dot, she's making sure to spell it E-W or U-E.
Yeah, exactly.
But how many people don't get that?
Well, we get a lot of people thinking that we're a Motley Crue tribute band,
right,
or doing Motley Crue songs in the yacht rock style, which we're not. Although we do.
That would be a good idea.
I know, that's for somebody else. We love Motley Crue, obviously. They have their place in the rock and roll history. But we do take the yacht rock songs of the 70s and 80s and rock them a little harder and put a more modern edge on them.
So when did that whole idea come up to do that?
Well, I mean,
did you really set out for that?
For those that don't know, the term yacht rock was invented in the 2000s by a YouTube comedy series.
Right.
And so that was a thing that went viral on the internet. And then Sirius XM then put out a yacht rock station. So the story goes is a few of us in our band were in the hot tub, our drummer and our bass player with their wives, and they had the Sirius XM Yacht Rock channel on. And they were going, we should do a band of these songs, man. Like, nobody's doing that, you know what I mean? And so they did, and they got in touch with me, and we started a band. That was 8 years ago now, and it's been like a rocket ride ever since our first show. It's crazy. People just love this music. It's insane.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm really impressed by, too, is like Jimmy Buffett gave you kudos.
Yeah, well, the late Jimmy Buffett, R.I.P., he signed us to his label, Mailboat Records. So our first record was put out on Mailboat Records. And he just loved what we were doing, and it seemed to fit within the Mailboat world, right? The Jimmy Buffett world. And
totally.
We definitely aspire to have the kind of fans that he has. You know, he has the Parrot Heads, or had, I should say, although the Parrot Heads are still going strong. They're still going strong.
Just like Deadheads.
Yeah. So we have Groupies. As our fans, we call them Groupies. And honestly, it's a similar thing where they, instead of dressing up in Hawaiian shirts, they'll dress up in captain's outfits. Actually, we still see some Hawaiian shirts too, but we've had ladies dress up as sailorettes, and people wear flamingo costumes. We've had a lobster at our show, like it's a rock lobster. So it's really caught fire with the fans, and it's a happening. And honestly, it's a tribute to the bands that made this type of music in the 70s and 80s, and they were just geniuses and studio wizards. So.
And I was listening to your stuff, and it's funny because, of course, I grew up in the 70s and the 80s, and I'm listening to some of this stuff, and I'm like, man, this is really good. And what's good about it is it doesn't even sound like it's a cover, even though I know the song.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
And that's the sign of a good cover.
Well, this music is really kind of like jazz fusion music in a way. It's rock, like Steely Dan stuff and Toto. So thankfully, the musicians in our band are pretty well-rounded musicians, but we definitely had to like step up our game when we had to cover these songs, because it was like, it's not the 12-bar blues anymore. You got to know jazz chords, you got to know jazz shuffle beats and stuff like that. So we really had to step up our game, and it's just a tribute to those guys that were just like, I always think about like, how did these guys learn this kind of stuff without YouTube, you know?
Right.
And like, I was born in the 80s, so I grew up in the 90s, but like, I didn't have YouTube back then, but I've learned so much from YouTube since it came out, you know what I mean? I feel like all of us that play instruments will go on YouTube and see other guys playing it, but like these guys back then, man, they didn't have that. And they were just using their ear, or they saw the guy down the street, or maybe you had your one guitar teacher in your town. So I'm always impressed by that. I'm like,
I think it's the experimentation part, like that you don't see a lot anymore today.
Right.
You know, a lot of things today are like programmatic, whereas it wasn't back then. You even take a lot of bands from then, and even within the same genre, they didn't sound the same.
Right.
You couldn't really, like, pick them as a specific genre. You know,
Yeah.
they could fit into multiple genres, and they're just experimenting with their creativity.
That was definitely like, I think that was maybe born out of the 60s. I don't know, where that was psychedelics and all that kind of stuff. And it was the thing to do, was to be as creative as you could be. And you know what? We're going to write a 7-minute song and it's going to be the single like that. That just doesn't,
Right?
you know, it's like, I feel like the music industry's gone away from that a bit. And, you know, hopefully it comes back. It comes back
Because
around.
people have the attention span of half a goldfish.
That is
today.
true, yeah. The phones aren't helping.
But it is changing, like, so there are bands now coming out with the longer songs, and it's
Right.
catching on, and
That's great.
there's bands that are like similar to the 70s bands
Right.
that are all of a sudden becoming popular now. So
Everything comes back around. So,
There
and
it
I'm
is.
sure the kids that are growing up, they're digging into the old stuff and seeing, and it's because it's great music. Honestly, it's like, you can't deny that. You can't deny what the Beatles did. You can't deny what Zeppelin did. You can't deny what Black Sabbath did or what all the yacht rock guys did. It stands the test of time. So that's why we're popular.
well, you know what
like-
else too is the fact that I think maybe a lot of the listeners are sick of not having musicianship,
Right.
because that had
And they don't even
disappeared
know,
for a
they
while.
don't know what they're missing or longing for, but then when they hear it, they're like, that's what I want. You know what I mean?
Exactly, because like the musicianship of the bands that you are coming from, that you're influenced by,
Right.
like, was just incredible. And like you said, with jazz, you better know what you're doing if you're
Yeah.
going to play jazz.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
And I know when I was a teenager playing guitar, I remember my dad saying, you should try something else because you suck. But what he didn't realize what I was doing is doing what we were talking about. It's like, I wasn't trying to play any notes, chords, like the scales were boring the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I was just experimenting. I wanted to see what I could do.
And there's a lot to be said for that too. You know what I mean? There's a lot to be said for just experimenting. And I don't think Kurt Cobain knew jazz scales. You know what I mean? So it really is what you want to do. I believe there's no right or wrong, but some people get really into scales and arpeggios and stuff like that, and those guys end up being jazz players.
Right,
So
exactly.
it's like, that's the way it is.
So, how does it feel to be here at Bourbon and Beyond?
Man, it's so cool. This is probably our second big time festival we've played. Yeah, I mean, we kind of do our own headlining tours mostly, but every once in a while we get offered to do one of these. And we did Beach Life in Redondo Beach, California, which was a great weekend by the beach. But this is like, we're excited, man. It's like, I'm going to drink some bourbon, I think, this weekend. Like,
I think you have to.
Yeah.
I don't even like bourbon, and when I come to this, I'm like, okay, I got to drink some bourbon because I'm
Right.
in Kentucky at Bourbon and Beyond.
But honestly, as excited as I am to drink bourbon and play with all the other bands on the lineup, I mean, Ringo's here, man.
That's what I was going to say earlier. You mentioned the Beatles. I was
huge
going to ask you,
Beatles
like,
fan.
what is it like knowing that you're playing the same venue as Ringo Starr? Like, come on.
So many other artists. And honestly, we've shared the stage with, this is a good time to mention, we've had guys, yacht rock legends, come up on stage and play with us. And it's
love
like, we've had Peter Beckett from Player come up and play Baby Come Back with us. We've had Elliot Lurie from Looking Glass play Brandy with us. Sebastian Bach, who's not a yacht rock guy, but he came to our show in Vegas and he came up and did Hotel California with us.
Nice.
And that guy can still sing, man.
Oh, yeah.
He's still got it.
Super talented. I
Yeah,
don't care
and a
what
nice
anybody
guy, too.
says, he still has that voice.
Yeah, totally. And he was a great guy and really nice to us. So yeah, I'm thrilled to be here as a fan. I'm planning out my schedule on the app like everybody else. Like, okay, once our set's done, what am I going to go see? So
Well, it's funny, too, because I'm a Beatles freak, too, from a young age.
You
Before I
have to
did
be.
guitar, I played drums for 9 years. And who was it that made me want to play drums?
Ringo.
Starr and Peter Criss.
cool.
You know, both of them. And that was what, like, oh, I want to be them.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I used to do this festival every year, and then there's this other festival the same weekend usually that I started doing. And this year, I look at the lineup and I saw Ringo Starr. I'm like, well, oh, now what am I going to do?
Yeah.
And I think the universe provided, because that other festival switched weekends this year.
Wow.
So it was like a
that all worked out.
no-brainer.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's a sign.
There you go.
that I need
Yeah.
to be here with Ringo Starr and everybody else.
Yeah, and I believe Steve Lukather from Toto's playing guitar. He usually plays with him. I'm assuming he's on this tour because sometimes Ringo will change his lineup up.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see Steve play too because he's a studio legend and literally played on all of those records from back in the 70s, all the Boss Skaggs stuff, Michael Jackson Thriller. The list goes on with him in terms, obviously, all the Toto stuff. So
yeah.
I'm excited to see him, and maybe I'll get to meet him. That would be really cool.
How wild
And
would that
I've met his son, actually. His son, Trevor's a super nice guy and has been to a bunch of our shows.
That's
and
cool.
yeah, and there's always, we got to, hopefully they can't hear that. There's a loud plane. But yeah, anyway, shout out Trevor Lukather. And we love the Lukathers. They're great.
Nice. And yeah, the thing is, too, is that it's just such a cool vibe at this festival. There's so many different types of music is what I like about it. You know,
Yeah.
it's not just one thing.
It's not just a
Something for
country
everybody.
festival or a rock festival or, there's a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's totally Kentucky as far as I'm concerned. You
Yeah.
know, it's like the total Kentucky vibe. Now, I do have to say, my home base is South Florida.
Oh, nice.
I'm a little upset because I looked at your tour dates. I'm like, Sanford, that's the closest you're going to get to
On
Jimmy
this tour,
Buffett land.
I would say stay tuned for early 26. I believe we will be doing a few dates in Florida, but I'm not allowed to announce that yet. But
Okay, don't tell.
maybe
don't
off
tell
the air
anybody
I'll
that.
tell you. Yeah. But we've been to Key West. We've been to Fort Lauderdale. Both great. I love Key West, man. Key West.
Right, well, that's
is
what
a
I was
vibe.
going to say. I'm like, when I was looking, I was like, why isn't Key West on this list?
Yeah.
Like, that makes no sense to me.
Yeah, we'll be there. We love Key West, so that's always a fun party atmosphere.
What a place to do it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Have you ever done gigs on a yacht?
Yes, actually. Well, quite a few. Out of Marina Del Rey, which is a marina in Los Angeles.
I used to live there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So then you know it well.
Yes, I do.
Especially when we first started, we got hired to play birthday parties or wedding and on a boat that would go out through the marina. And actually, we played a friend's 40th birthday party. This was like early on with Yächtley Crëw. And one of their friends that was on the boat with us, with everyone saying, "Oh, he just got drafted into the NFL." I'm like, "Oh, some rookie in the NFL." Like, "Oh, that's cool." Whatever. Said hi to him. It was Patrick Mahomes.
Wow.
And that year, he went crazy his rookie year, and then we were like, "That was the guy that was on our boat." He saw us play. So, hi, Patrick Mahomes. Good to see you.
I'm a Giants fan, but he's my favorite quarterback. He is awesome.
Yeah, he's incredible.
I love how he can run. And
It's
they
incredible.
can't-
Yeah, and he's not just a running quarterback though. He can throw
Right.
it too. But anyway,
Oh yeah, totally.
we're turning this into a sports podcast.
I know, right? I play Madden football on Xbox, and I always
Oh, cool.
pick to be Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So tell everybody how they reach out to you guys on socials, on the web.
Yeah, follow us at YächtleyCrëw.com. I should also say that our new record sees the night on Earache Records. Shout out Earache Records. They've been great to us. Comes out September 19th. You can go on YächtleyCrëw.com right now and pre-order it. There's all sorts of different colors of vinyl you can get. You can order a CD, but it will also be on all the streaming platforms September 19th. And we have our single, which was written by the great Diane Warren, who you might know from Don't Wanna Miss a Thing by Aerosmith, If I Could Turn Back Time, Cher, and countless others if you look at her wiki page. She wrote us a song called The Pain of Losing You, which is now in the Billboard Top 20 adult contemporary charts. So go stream Pain of Losing You. And
It's a badass song. I was
thank
listening
you. You
to
heard it?
and I was
Oh,
like,
nice.
That's my preparation for interviews, is listening to the music.
yeah, awesome. I
You
love
know?
it. Yeah, well, that's all you need to know, right?
Exactly. Like, how could you not? Like, I do know other media people that they don't even know what the music sounds like. I'm like, how do you interview somebody and promote their music if you don't know what it sounds like?
Right. You got to listen. You got to listen.
know?
That's important.
But
So.
it is a badass song.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So we're really pushing that right now and seeing if we can get it to number 1 on the Billboard chart. That'd be great.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So if you're out there listening, check out Pain of Losing You.
Definitely. Any final words you want to give the listeners?
Thank you for listening, and check out Yächtley Crëw, and just keep Yacht Rock alive. That's what I'll say.
There it is. It is alive and well, and especially here at Bourbon Beyond with you guys here.
All right. Glad to be here. Thanks so much.
Thanks for being on the Adventures of Pipeman.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.